Ooh, Odell Beckham Jr. to the Los Angeles Rams. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon Perna. Today, to celebrate the Odell Beckham Jr. signing in Los Angeles, I put on the coat that best embodies my inner Odell, my need for attention, my need to be a star, just like Odell. And now you're in Hollywood, baby Odell, so you can be a star. Will you be good at football? Nobody knows. Nobody knows how good Odell still is.
I mean, nothing really surprises me anymore, to tell you the truth. I know that, this is an enticing city to play in. This is an enticing organization to come play for. We have a bunch of other great players on this team.
Also, is there room for Odell on that Rams offense? What happens if the Rams don't win the Super Bowl in their home stadium this year because this team is more all-in than Teddy KGB? Rounders. I think if the Rams don't win the Super Bowl with their new super team, they have to move back to St. Louis for at least 10 years. Let's dive into this Odell trade. Let's get it sports. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel, especially if you're just happy the Odell news is fucking over. Also, if you want to support this channel, check out my coffee, BenchwarmerBrew.com. I've got the best beans. And if you wake up during the morning and you're a little tired and you want some good coffee to get you going, have a cup of Benchwarmer Brew, so by the end of the day you could be so jacked on coffee you're gonna be like this. If you want to be this type of person, buy my coffee. Buy my coffee. Buy my coffee. Don't forget the Patreon Zoom meetings tonight. All right, we're gonna find out if Steve Smith knows what he's talking about very soon.
Now, I know Baker may not like this because I know he hears things, but son, let me just tell you something. Focus in, folks.
I would have loved to hear.
You're not very good, and Odell is moving on because of you, bro.
Odell's
That was Steve Smith calling out Baker Mayfield and blaming him for OBJ wanting out of Cleveland. Now, Steve knows a thing or two about playing with mediocre quarterbacks his entire career, but I think his failure here is to acknowledge how little OBJ acted like a professional in this entire situation. Someone told me to drop my man-child shtick in the comments. Well, one of the biggest man-children in the league has been OBJ. He can want out of Cleveland. That's his prerogative. But you do that like an aggressive diva in the offseason, like Aaron Rodgers, and then you show up and you ball. You show up and you do your work because other guys are depending on you. And you try and make life easier for your QB, not harder. Your QB, who, by the way, is playing with an injury, one you claim you have also been playing with, which seems suspect. Odell, did you hear Baker tore his labrum? Yeah, I have that too. Odell, did you hear that Nick Chubb has COVID? Yeah, I got that too, but my body is so strong, it just shows up as negative. Now, Browns fans are taking this well, posting infamous Baker and Odell cycle memes, both equally funny, but I do like the OBJ one. Play terrible, blame the quarterback, get stands on your camp to tweet free OBJ, get dismissed, released / traded from the team, sign with the team, and then release a bunch of hype videos. Repeat. Although this is only the second time this has happened, so I don't know why it justifies the meme. But I get it. For Browns fans, it probably feels like the 100th. Now, as I discussed last week, Odell was not happy with the Browns or Baker Mayfield or both, and things escalated when his dad posted the highlight reel on his Instagram of Baker not connecting with Odell. Odell never apologized for that, which means he agreed with the post, never asked his dad to remove it, and the Browns told him to not show up for practice last week. So then the Cleveland Browns were essentially forced to release OBJ. They had to go full OBJ release. They converted his salary before the release so it wouldn't bite them in the arse. Odell hit waivers. Nobody claimed him because the $7.25 million salary that he'd be owed was too steep, and then he became a free agent for the first time in his career. Now, all reports after that pointed to Odell waiting until this weekend of games concluded for him to make his decision. But he and the Rams ended up pulling the trigger Thursday afternoon. It's significant that it's the Rams and not another team, because the Rams are playing on Monday night, which would give Odell a solid 4 days to get up to speed on the playbook and hit the field in Santa Clara against the 49ers, along with Von Miller. Now, Odell wanted the Packers, but ultimately declined as the Packers said, well, what's the bare minimum we can pay you by NFL league rules? Because that's our offer. Shocking that a guy who's always been a team player didn't want to play for the vet minimum on Veterans Day nonetheless. Did Odell disrespect the military by not taking the vet minimum on Veterans Day? I think he might have. And if that's true, the Rams might be cursed now. So, Odell goes to Hollywood, which was really not a move that was on anyone's radar during this whole process. I didn't see it coming. No one really saw it coming. And if they tell you they did, they're liars. And that's because it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, the Rams have the most productive wide receiver in the league right now in Cooper Kupp. They have Van Jefferson, who's averaging 16 yards per catch, and of course Bobby Trees, who's on pace for a 1,000-yard season and reducing carbon emissions by 20%. I know they lost Deshaun Jackson, who gave them a speed element in their offense, but they also spent a second-round pick, a rare draft pick, on Louisville wide receiver Tutu Atwell, who they've yet to incorporate into their offense. Do they hate draft picks that much that they won't even use them or play them? My question is, can Odell succeed with the Rams? That's a loaded question, and it's all dependent on Odell's mindset heading into the situation. Is he expecting to walk into the Rams locker room and immediately become the #1 receiver? He shouldn't, because he's not better than Cooper Kupp at this point, and I don't think he's even better than Robert Woods at this point. Odell's last 100-yard game came in Week 6 of the 2019 season. Since that day, Cooper Kupp has put up 900-yard games, while Woods has passed the century mark 5 times. Odell will not suddenly get the lion's share of targets from the former Lions QB, and if that's what he expects at this point in his career, he would have been better off going to the Packers or the Saints. Hell, his best bet would have been to just go to the Lions. Now, if Odell chose to join the Rams because he's interested in playing in a Super Bowl for the first time in his career, to be more specific, win a playoff game for the first time in his career, then he did choose the right team. But it's going to take a lot of humility, which at this point he hasn't shown. If he can accept his role as a #2 or a #3 wide receiver on a pass-happy offense, this move has the potential to make the Rams' passing game even more potent than it is. And at this point, they're averaging the second most net yards per pass attempt in the NFL. And conversely, this could just as easily blow up and fuck up a Rams offense that didn't need any help. If you want to talk about this move from the Rams' perspective, this proves that they're all in on winning a Super Bowl this year. Actually, this is the second week in a row that they've proved they're all in on winning a Super Bowl this year after they traded a second and a third for Von Miller. I'm a little worried that there are too many cooks in the kitchen on offense, but like I said earlier, it's all dependent on how Odell views his role with the Rams, and of course if he can stay healthy. Now, I'd be lying if I said this changes how I think about the Rams in the NFC playoffs. They're still a team that's trailing the currently cursed Arizona Cardinals, and a team that may have to rely on their defense in the playoffs against Kyler Murray, Tom Brady, or Aaron Rodgers. Or based on the way players are moving at an alarming rate this NFL season, all 3 of those guys on the same super team. I don't even know anymore. Either way, that's the Odell Beckham trade video. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports. Please subscribe here. Yeah, I already did the Cam Newton trade video, which is up on the screen. You can click to watch that now. God, will the NFL just pump the brakes so I can get 5 minutes to take a dump or just relax?